Yeah, here we go. Hey everybody, it's Eric. Oh, I'm already getting warnings, but that's okay. Hey, it's Eric. Farpoint Farms here in the mountains, North Carolina. It's a live feed. Didn't get a chance to do one last month, but here I am. Got some new equipment. We'll get to play with that later on tonight. That was courtesy of one of the companies. And I see a bunch of folks in here. Some faces or names kind of new. Tina, don't know that we've ever talked before. I don't remember seeing that name in the comments section before, but welcome. Patricia Swanson, Minister Brandon, Heath Whittle, good to see you, my friend. Leo Brocato, I think I pronounced that poorly, but hey, man, how's it going? Super B's here, good to see you. Hey, man, Super B's been uploading some content lately. I've been checking that stuff out. Hope the audio is not terrible. Like I said, I got a new microphone, I got a new mixer board. There's a whole new way of doing things, and this is the first time I've tried it live, so I hope it works well. Hope it's loud enough. Patricia says got a Galaxy Saturn. Right on, man. Tina said went to the Rock Hill Ham Fest and nothing of interest was there for me. People were very friendly. Yeah, they usually are at a ham fest. Everyone just wants to hang out and talk, which is cool. Alex King, good to see you in here. 404 not found. What's up, my man? Enjoy the satellite and radio stuff. Oh yeah. 9mm AR man, wouldn't miss it. Right on. Shane Jacka, hi from Minnesota. A lot of new names in here, man. It's crazy. It's just crazy. Justin, good to see you. A lot of new fans of the channel in the last 3 or 4 months. Probably the most popular few months the channel's had, I would say. So that's cool. So yeah. And of course, some big news for those of you who are not aware. I'll be talking about it as the night goes on too. But new channel, started a second channel, something I've talked about for at least 2 years. And I'm gonna take these earphones off. Okay, hold on one second. Yeah, I've been talking about it for quite a while, and I just decided it was time to do it. Talking with the wife, I talked with Mower Junkie over the summer at a ham fest, and I've talked with several other YouTubers about it. My automotive videos were my least watched videos on this channel, and yet there were well over 100 of them. So I figured, you know what? Why don't I split that off into its own thing? And that's what I've decided to do. So I hope that some of you, not all of you, but I hope some of you will follow Farpoint Farms Restorations and Repairs, and I'll be doing some cool stuff there. So it's going to be, we're moving into winter, so farming type stuff is kind of dying off anyway. So it'll be my winter projects. Let's see here. Steven saying, love your CB videos that you do. Hope you and your family are well. God bless you, my friend. As you as well, my friend. As you as well. We are well. I'm well. I'm blessed. My wife and I are in good health right now. Still struggling with that back injury that I got in the spring. I'll tell you what, man, getting old is not fun. It's I've had some people asking in the last two videos about, hey, can we get an update on your back? It's depressing. I think 6 months in now, and I feel good. Like I feel okay. What sucks is the second that I try to do anything heavy lifting, we were splitting firewood and stacking firewood, and man, it just kills me. It just kills me, and it'll set me back for a week or two. So that's what's going on with that. But other than that, health wise, Jen and I are both doing great, man. So she's at work right now, or I was trying to get her to be a part of the show, but not this time. Someday. Tracy Aaron, good to see you. Good to see you. Michael Root, been a while. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to do one last month. I've been out of town, back and forth out of town. Been going to Georgia, looking after my dad, who's not well. Yeah, he's had a rough go of it, but been going down there and helping him out some, and also went to some automotive training and ASTE, which is a huge automotive gathering here in North Carolina, down in Raleigh. Did that a few weekends ago, so been busy. Justin, how's life on the farm treating me? Well, pretty good, man. Like I said, a lot of new stuff going on behind the scenes. And a lot of stuff that I just kind of neglected coming back to life as I feel better physically. All the stuff that I didn't do over the summer, I've tried to do some of that here this fall, although at a much slower pace, which kind of sucks. But I'm trying, and I've got a new project car, which I'll be letting y'all know about here in a little while. And so a lot of fun stuff. Leo said he heard about my channel from Robbie Strikes. Yeah, dude, Robbie's awesome. The satellite guru, man, he's great. Patricia Swanson wants to know what my handle is. I used to go by North Star. Sometimes I still use that, I guess, but most of the time I go by Farpoint Farms because that's what people know me by these days. 404.found wants to know about the Autel 806 Pro. Autel makes an awesome product. We have the 908 BT or Maxi DOS is the model we have. I can't remember if it's the 806 or 906, but great tool, relatively inexpensive for yearly updates, fast enough, and coverage is really good. So I've been really happy with that, man. Justin's talking about buying a Pace 166. That's a good deal, my man. It's $30. Patricia's saying didn't know I had a back injury. Thank you for the prayers. It's like an ongoing thing. It started 2.5 years ago. I hurt myself and healed up, and then doing something like super not dangerous or stupid. Well, not particularly stupid. I just twisted the wrong way and tore a muscle and broke the ribs loose on one side. So that is a really slow to heal injury when the cartilage comes loose, I guess. And like the frustration level and the fact that I've lost a lot of my muscle mass just sitting around not doing anything has in fact driven me crazy. But it's what it is. It is what it is. Jeff wants to know, do you know anything about GE walkie-talkies? I bought one at a swap meet for $20, and the antenna is longer than one of my TRC 216. It also has 3 weather channels. I'm not aware of a GE walkie-talkies. Lots of GE, 40-channel mobiles that I've owned, and I have one right now in the collection. And a lot of GE like emergency radios that live in the trunk. But I don't know that I've ever seen a dedicated handheld like a walkie. Super B says, I went to move a laundry basket last week, tweaked my back. Yeah, and like, that's like the worst part about getting old. Man, like I'm thinking, back in the day, I'm in the army, I'm doing crazy stuff, I'm having a good time. And now, not so much, you pick up a laundry basket and be broken. That just seems kind of crazy, man. Hey, 741, good to see you in here, my man. Good to see you. 741's also got an awesome channel. I'll check him out for sure. Uncle Hairball, that's a great name, man. Hey, buddy. He's saying, love the VW truck picture. Yeah, like I found that on the internet. That is nothing that I've owned. That's not a family photo or anything, but that is so cool. They made that truck conversions for Beetles, and it was back in a different era. People got the car they got, and if they wanted to have a truck, well, sometimes they would make a truck, man, and I love that. You still occasionally see people do it. I've seen a Toyota Echo pickup. I've seen a couple of Geo Metro pickups. So there are still people out there that do that kind of stuff, but it's a dying art. Where I remember clearly in the 80s, about once a month, you'd see one of those little Volkswagen Beetle trucks rolling around town. And they weren't terribly useful, but neither would a Geo Metro pickup be. But it's still kind of cool, man. River Riders in saying, greetings from Dogtown. Hello, my friend, Alex King. That's what being a mechanic for 30 years does. I have the same problems. Yeah, and I think that's part of it, man. Like, I think I was hurting as a mechanic, but I think when I kind of semi-retired from that and started just doing it here at the house and doing some teaching, that suddenly, like not doing it every day, the muscle mass started to go, and it just made the injuries worse because I still feel like I can do everything I used to do. And so I'm those repeated injuries, such a bummer, man. Oh, gosh, let's see here. Heath Whittle, tell Jen said hello. Yeah, man, she'll be home probably in about a half hour, give or take. So it won't be too much longer. I don't know if she'll join us when she comes in. I'm going to be honest. I left some dishes from dinner because I was running a bit behind. So she's going to get home and see a messy sink. So she may come in here shaking a fist at me. We'll see. So, hey, Robbie. Speaking of Robbie Strike, hey, Eric, enjoyed your MLA video. So I'm like you, Robbie. I'm thinking about getting a second one. The darn thing works so well and is so inexpensive, which is kind of a rarity, that maybe I consider doing that myself. So awesome, man. A 9mm AR man saying, fighting back and neck injuries from an accident 20 years ago. 5 cervical and 3 lumbar fusions. Holy cow, man. Man, that's something else. I'm sorry to hear that. Mark saying, hey, Eric, first time catching you live. Well, welcome to the channel, man. I'm always good to have new people come on in. Dan Keong saying, love the Midnight Cafe. Hope you do more for YouTube. So, I don't know what I'm doing here. Maybe I need to adjust this camera. I can't tell which way I'm going to adjust. I'm going to push it a little bit that way. Probably push it the wrong way. Let's see. takes a second to catch up. I did. I pushed it the wrong way. Let me go the other way. There we go. Okay. Well, let's hope that's good. So the Midnight Cafe. The reason that there hasn't been season 4 of the Midnight Cafe yet is it really has to do with censorship, guys. It is so easy to run afoul of the many things you're not supposed to talk about anymore. And when we're trying to do a show that's not really a news show, but it's like it's paranormal news, but it gets a little out there, and we do cover some topics. It just gets really hard to come up with some stuff to talk about that can't get sidetracked, if that makes any sense to you. I love the Midnight Cafe. I have been uploading all the old episodes and some episodes that no one's ever heard, on YouTube to podcast site. So Google and Spotify and those places have some old episodes that are up there for you. And I'm slowly going through the back catalog. And I've been considering that when I get done uploading the 30 or 40 episodes that are safe to upload, that I may make the Midnight Cafe into kind of a podcast, but I really don't want it. I like the YouTube thing. I like being able to do the pictures and have that interaction right away, kind of like we're doing tonight. So I don't know, man. I like it too. I miss it, and we'll have to see how it plays out. But I do. I feel you. I feel you, and I appreciate the fact you like it. Wow, KC5TGT radios and more. Hello, my friend. Good to see you in here. Shane Flowers. Just noticed you were doing a live stream. I thought I would check out your videos. Right on, man. Welcome, Shane. I appreciate it, man. Michael Roots saying he sneezed and blew out his back. Yep. Super B said, I have the MaxiSys 906 that got stolen in a shop break-in this winter. Bummer, dude. Maxicom 908 Pro. That's what I've got at the shop in town, the Maxicom 908. Like it. And I think I went to this automotive thing about a month ago down in Raleigh, North Carolina, and they had, and I don't even know what the model number is, but good Lord, the Autel has a tool out that it's so fast, it felt to me like when I was playing with it that it went to the next page before you even pushed the button. It was really cool. 404 not found, picked up a couple of Midtronic battery analyzers. Those are great. Yeah, those are great. Those are professional grade battery tools. So I've got some ones that the companies have sent to me to review that have in varying states of awesomeness or not awesomeness, but Midtronics is kind of like industry standard, so that's pretty awesome. Andrew the Star Fam, do you go to car sales, and what's your go-to car? I do occasionally go to car sales. I do. I'm always scouring Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist still, trying to find cheap cars to fix up. Here's the state of automotive for guys who are independents like me who flip cars and want to resell it. A lot is changing right now. Cars are very hard to find. And the cars that you're going to find that used to be, those fixer-uppers for, $500 or $600, now they're like $2,000. And if you want to go back down to the $500 or $600 range, what you're looking at is cars that need a transmission or an engine. Not, the end of the world, but a lot of more time, a lot more effort, and a lot more money to get that car ready to sell. So that slowed down some of my work here. Also, there's some, I'm not going to get into politics at all, so let's not go there, but there are a lot of changes going on with the taxes. Certain ways of getting paid, certain reporting is changing. So used to be you were allowed X amount of dollars before you became, considered a full-time business. And that's changed. Of course, with my YouTube stuff, I've been paying taxes and I have businesses. So it doesn't really affect me. But for a lot of guys who, in town who do this as well, it's a struggle for people right now. It's a struggle. So a lot of changes going on to keep up with there. Let's see here. A couple of these kind of roll through. My go-to car, Volkswagen, anything before 1980. I love Volkswagens before 1980. Toyotas up through, I'd say 2000, maybe 2003, I'd say, are great cars no matter what they are. And vintage Hondas, which you can't find because they all rusted out, are fun to play with. Not a huge fan of new stuff, but I do like Mitsubishi pickup trucks, like the Mighty Max and the Isuzu Pup and stuff like that. Those are the kind of cars I play with. I don't have like a love affair with fast cars. I never had the need for speed, and I never really had the money as a kid to play with those things anyway. So I guess I went after those economy cars and just played with that stuff. So for those of you just joining me, I see we got a whole lot more people on here right now. At the comment at the very top that's pinned is a link to the other page, my automotive page. So you want to take a second to go over there and just subscribe. 2 videos a week uploaded there, just like 2 videos a week uploaded here from now on. So hopefully that channel will flourish, and hopefully y'all will help spread the word about the videos and the stuff that I do over there as well. Barry saying just caught the live feed for the first time. Congratulations, my friend. Robbie was going to do a live stream, but it's Canadian Thanksgiving. Oh, no kidding. Well, happy Thanksgiving over there, my friend. What's the weather like up there? You haven't gotten snow yet, I hope. 506. The older we get, the more noises our bodies make, or mine anyway. Snacks, crackles, you name it. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. So, I've gotten off the floor a few times, and it sounded like I broke something. Even my wife was like, wait, what? Are you okay? So there you go. Heath wants to know, would I ever consider buying an air-cooled bug and doing a motor rebuild series? So, last winter I did the water-cooled, the Rabbit engine rebuild on the pickup truck. And I've been, I won't say daily driving that pickup truck, but I've been like 4 days a week driving that pickup truck. I have a lot of cars, and but if it's nice out, if I can roll the windows down, or if it's just raining a little bit, I usually try to drive that truck. And of course, I'm using it for work now. I use it for farming too. So we've been loading, feed and hay into that sucker. So I'm daily driving a 41-year-old pickup truck, and it's doing well. So yeah, I would totally do the air cooled thing. In fact, it's entirely possible, and I'm not going to give it away tonight, that might be one of the cars that I'm going to be doing a restoration on for the new channel. Motor rebuild series, certainly. I think there's other guys out there that have probably done a lot more with air-cooled engines on YouTube, but I got my own style, and certainly it wouldn't be beyond reason for me to do something like that. I'm looking for a bus or a bug would be great to play with. I've always wanted a camper, but they're becoming unobtainium at this point, Woo, the Big Easy. Hey, old CB ham radio operator here. And I'm 65. I remember the good old days. Thank you, man. And appreciate the kind words, man. Yeah, CB's kind of coming back. I love it, man. Sam wants to know, Sam237 wants to know, is there any SSB going on tonight? There was, when I was outside in the garage working earlier today, there was quite a bit of skip for about an hour or so, and then it faded out, and I caught another like 20 minutes, and then that was it. Patricia wants to know, have I ever talked to 4251 Triple K on 28? It's possible. If I did, it was probably only once or twice. I do feel like in the spring I was doing some talking on 28, so it's possible I talked on there. I'm just not sure. Super B saying his go-to car is Generation 1 Porsche Boxster. There you go. Very cool. My old landlord had, and he was not a rich man by any means, but he certainly had rich taste when it comes to car. He had a Porsche 911, like the late 70s, early 80s. It was the first year for the whale tail and the wide fenders, and he bought one of those, like spur of the moment, probably dumped every dollar he had into it. But I remember spending a lot of weekends with him in his private shop, trying to get that thing right. A lot of electrical gremlins, a lot of engine issues, but such a cool car, man. Those Porsches, they have a uniqueness all their own, man. Shane wants to know, would one of those loop antennas work good in an urban environment, or will it just make electrical interference worse? So my experience, having not done it in an urban environment, is that based off of every antenna I have tried for shortwave listening, the MLA30 is the best antenna that I've used. It has the lowest noise floor. It has the best sound quality, and like less drift than any long wire or any indoor antenna or any, literally everything I've tried, scanner antennas, CB antennas, no matter what I've tried on shortwave, that MLA is the best that I've had. So I think that's what I'm going to say about that. So I would say go for it, give it a shot. Michael Root said his 80s car is an 80s Cutlass Supreme. Man, I remember those. Yeah. Oh gosh, we had one. We had an 86 for a while. And I had a coworker that had an 84, I think it was, that was actually a 442 with T-tops and everything. Not a fast car, but a beautiful car, and it was all original. Great car. Mark saying, are you still running 1670 AM? And if so, what is the URL? And is it an AM Sequam stereo? No, it is a LPAM station. I am running it. The URL is, I'll tell you the Shoutcast. Go to Shoutcast and look for the Voice of the Mountains or WFPF radio, and you'll come up with a link. It's streaming right now. I'm positive. I was listening to it out in the garage in the morning. So right now, this time of year with Halloween coming, there's a lot of scary stories and stuff like that, but there's also some reruns of the Midnight Cafe on it. and occasionally we play music or I'll do a live feed. So it's a hobby, my friend, but I love it. All right, Alex King saying he's still driving his '84 truck. Oh boy, I missed a bunch. Oh wow. I missed I missed a bunch. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do because I have a hard time keeping up with y'all. I am going to I'm gonna move on down to the newest stuff, and that is come on, man. He says hello, just checking in. Come on, man. Jesse Urban saying hello. Good to see you, my man. Eddie Fisher, the pizza guy. What do you say, man? How's it going? There's an old face that I've definitely talked with a few times. Mike Jam, enjoy your recent scanner video. Somebody told me to buy a used scanner. I will need to change the crystals. So yeah, if you buy a scanner that's crystal controlled, but like the one I did the review on here, that's not crystal controlled. You just program in the channels. It's super easy to do. So yeah, only if you're going to get like something that's a really old scanner. And I've reviewed a few of those over the years too. But yeah, they're out there. Let's see here. 506. My first car was a 74 Type 1. We built a 1776 motor with dual Webers. Now I'm restoring Beetles with a friend of mine. Finished a 73, and he's sitting on a 56 and a 57 oval. Right on, dude. Shawn OBrien, hey, he also drive a 41-year-old Rabbit pickup truck daily, and I love it. Dude, we are apparently lost relatives out there, right? My brother from another mother, maybe, right? That's awesome, man. Eddie's still got his ghost stories, and I think maybe, just maybe, if I'm going to do a Midnight Cafe on YouTube, anytime soon, it will be the week of Halloween. It may not even be the weekend of Halloween, but I might try to do one. So I'll let y'all know if that comes up, because it seems criminal not to have a season 4 on YouTube, at least 1 or 2 episodes. We've just want to keep it going somehow. So let's see. Barry loves his 2000 Jeep Grand Cherokee. It keeps my mechanical skills sharp. Yes, it will. Let's see here. Joey R. I missed my 1970 Monte Carlo with 400 horsepower. Holy smokes, yeah. And I bet smokes, you'll probably be burning the tires off of that booger. Jordan B., good to see you in here, man. One of my favorite. Man, it's just awesome to see like old faces come in. And by faces, I mean icons. But still, you know what I mean. It's good to see that everyone's still around. Michael Root had an 86 Cutlass in high school and sold it to the shop teacher. No kidding. That is awesome. Daniel saying Blue Thunder 2169 Salem, Oregon, saying wave, man. Good to see you out there. I was out in Portland and Washington, Oregon, and that's where I bought or was it Seattle? I can't. Anyway, it was in Washington State, but I also flew into Portland, and that's where I bought my little Rabbit truck a couple years back that I drove across, man. Andrew the Star, we need more cooking videos. Yes, so part of that is my fault. So Jen did make 2 cooking videos about a month ago, and we were trying to put one, maybe a video or 2 of hers out every month, but I'm like a one and done, man. Like I turn the camera on, and if I screw it up, I just start over and I try to get it all done in one shot, or maybe just 2 edits. Jen is a different type, man. When she films, she takes a clip, she takes a clip, she takes a clip, and so editing her videos is a little harder. Especially since I wasn't there. I don't know what she's doing. So, but I'm working on it. I do have it. A Super B Jeep equals just empty every pocket. Yeah, I've got a few customers that'll agree with you on that one, my man. Patrick says he had a 72 GTO. Now that is something, my friend. Uncle Hairball saying his first car was a 71 Super Beetle. Yeah, I've owned a bunch of Beetles, man. I had a one of those semi-automatic stick shift models. I think that was a 71, but I think it was a standard Beetle. I had a 70 regular Beetle. I had a 74 Super. I love Beetles, man. I mean, they're just great. And I actually saw another YouTuber I was watching a video on, and he had a point. He was like, there's absolutely no reason that anyone would want to own a Beetle. I mean, they don't drive like any other car on the road today. They don't have good heat, if they have heat at all. They don't come with air conditioning, except for a few rare examples. They're manual steering, manual brakes, manual everything, and, funky pedal setup, air-cooled engines, noisy. I mean, the list goes on, and he's right about all of it. But then he also points out the fact that it's a Beetle. It's its own unique creature, and if it was part of your youth or teens or even 20s, really, I mean, it's just part of who you are. There's nothing else like it. So for people like us, you want to hop back in one of those things. You know what I mean? Joe R saying, trying to sell his Wrangler. Good luck, my man. Have you ever heard a fire tower lookout coming over CB? No, I have not, my man. I haven't. No. Michael Root, I made the stew you made on my video and the family loved it. Cool, man. I'll tell my wife that. She'll appreciate that. Oh, there's a bunch coming in. Love the goat. Oh yeah. Jack Billings, I've been wanting to get an AM transmitter, but they're all really expensive or rare to find. I was thinking about getting a talking house, but I can't find any range extenders on eBay or Amazon. I am not giving legal advice here, Jack, but you can get a wideband amplifier from China that works. It's a 5 or 6 watt amp that would work with one of those talking houses almost perfectly, and they're like 60 or 70 bucks. I have had some customers who want to set up stations, a lot of religious stations in the area, a lot of just small radio stations. And so most of them go FM, but for those like me that go AM, that is a great option. The only thing you need to know is you'll probably need to get a tuner to go with it. So you get a talking house, a tuner, and a 5 watt amp, and you'll be living large, but probably well outside of the legal range of what is allowed in the United States. So just keep that in mind, my friend. I don't give legal advice here, so I'm going to say part 15 is part 15. Woohoo! 1517. Here, good skip on horizontal, or is vertical just better? No, man. I've never had a big beam antenna. I know Mower Junkie's been playing with some homemade stuff and using, like, he has an antenna rotor set up that was really cool, way beyond anything I want to spend the time setting up, but pretty awesome. But now, skip, back in my day, there was a time in the 80s and into the 90s that the big power players would switch to horizontal, horizontal, just because it would cut down on the noise you got from all the mobiles. But let's face it, CB's not all that busy right now, so a pole is a pole. I just go with it. I put them up there and they run great. There are guys that that are using big vertical and horizontal beams or stacked arrays or quads, but I'm not going to recommend any of that. I've never done it, so it probably wouldn't be the person. I'd maybe talk more with Mower Junkie on that. He might have better advice on that one. Alex King saying, yeah, that's what we love about the old stuff. You know what I mean? Andrew the Star Fam saying, my wife makes great food. Well, thank you, man. I'll be sure to bless her. Yeah, I am a lucky guy. We just celebrated our 19th anniversary, man. Been together 21 years and celebrated 19. And I still love her as much as the very first day we met, which is, well, I guess it wouldn't have been the very first day we met, but ever since I fell in love with her, I still love her. So, yeah, it's good. You find the right person in your life, and life gets a lot easier. My sister had a 71 bug with the semi-auto transmission. It got stolen one night. Never got it back. No kidding, really. Yeah, all that bugs are easy to steal, but all the 80s cars and 70s cars are super easy to steal. Nowadays, the joke is that if you want to make your old classic car theft proof, just get one that's a stick shift because no one knows how to drive them anymore. And I kind of feel like that may not be all that untrue. Patrick had 3 of them back in the day. Right on. Justin wants to know what Channel 9 is used for today. Is that channel still used for emergency? Not really. There are some municipalities that still do monitor Channel 9, or some state police departments that still monitor Channel 9, but for the most part, it's as dead can be. 19, if I had an incident, if I had an accident, if I had something that I needed to get, 19 is like the call channel now. It's not just the trucker channel, it's the everybody call channel. So that would probably be where I would go to. Let's see here. Oh boy, I've missed a bunch. Bernard saying, hello, everybody. Aaron saying, what is the farthest contact you've ever gotten from your base station? I talked to somebody in Italy, and I have talked to somebody in Australia, and then here in the United States, I've talked plenty of times with Texas and California, so pretty much to the far ends. And often in the mornings when Skip is rolling, I talk into Canada very easily. So pretty awesome. Yeah, amazing what you can do with 4 watts AM. I usually am on sideband, so 12 watts sideband. That's pretty cool, man. Mark saying, congratulations on the Annie. Thank you, man. Thank you. Woo saying, I'm a ham, but I enjoy listening to CB Skip, trying to get some more contacts. Yeah. And here's some bad news, or not bad news, but just embarrassing news. I had made it a bucket list item to renew my, or get my ham license recertification over the summer. And because of family issues and other stuff that was going on at that time, it didn't happen, man. So I'm still looking forward, still thinking about it, still wanting to do it. Just Just hasn't worked out. But at some point, I'm going to get myself a nice old HF rig and get myself my general, and I'll be back on the air. I do have a long wire antenna with an antenna tuner, so I've got half of the system set up. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Patrick wants to know, have you ever watched Justin Partridge? He is a friend of mine. I haven't, but I'll tell you what, I'll write it down right now. And I'll check it out afterwards. All fixed up, says Dusty Bottoms is here. Why did I have to watch an ad to hear some old guy talk? So for those of you who don't know, All Fixed Up is a friend of mine who was supposed to, kind of like me with my ham license, he's supposed to have a YouTube channel. And I don't know. What's the story with that, man? What's the story with that? There's a lot of content over there on your end of the county. Let's do this thing. Yeah, Barry says, "Hey, who you calling old?" It's okay. I compared to Dusty Bottoms, I'm definitely old, man. There's no doubt about that. And yeah, yeah, this is like the old timers club right here, right? There's a bunch of guys in their 40s and 50s get around and talk on the internet. You know, old school, man. It's like CB over the internet, right? Oh man. So let's see here. I'm trying to think of some other stuff that's going on. And again, if you haven't been over, I pinned the comment at the top. If you haven't checked out the new page, it's Farpoint Farms, Restorations and Repairs. Going to be doing all my automotive stuff over there. I've got about 100 and some odd videos that I'll slowly be uploading over to that site. And while I'm doing that, I'm also making new content and editing old content into new content. So I'll help you do it. But I've got 40 or 50 videos lined up. I've got repair stuff, restoration stuff, and just what I call advice, sage advice for new guys getting into the industry. And it sounds like people like Super B, we should have a round table and just a lot of us get together and talk about stuff that young guys need to know if they're thinking about getting into the industry, what it's like to be a mechanic, what to look out for. I posted the video last Saturday, I think it was, of where to get your tools. And for the most part, it went over well. I did have an individual who was talking to me who was very upset that he thought I was bad mouthing Snap-on, and I'm not really bad mouthing Snap-on. I'm saying that there's a lot of opportunity to buy tools, for a better deal. There are always going to be tools that we need to buy from a tool truck, and so Snap-on is a very valuable resource. But I think we finally came to an agreement on that. But yeah, so there's stuff like that I just feel like sharing with people. Part of that mechanic series that I was doing here on this channel, and some people enjoyed that. So there we go. Let's see. Jack saying he's a lot younger. Oh my gosh, we got one that's 16, and another one that's saying he's younger than all of us. Huh? Barry saying, Super B, I never knew why my house was so dusty. Now that I'm old, I realize that dust was coming from me. Yeah, I feel the same way, my man. Woo's asking where I am exactly, and so I don't exactly say exactly where I am, and that's just because there's some weird people on the internet. I'm one of them, but no, there's some seriously weird people on the internet, and I've met so many really cool folks. And Heath Whittle, who's on here tonight, we got together in the spring, and I met Mower Junkie and Dallas Rife and a couple other folks at Shelby Hamfest this summer. And I don't even really advertise that I'm going to those events, because guess what? There's some weird people out there, and I've come across a few of them, unfortunately. So that's why I don't give the exact location, just the mountains, North Carolina, but about 2 hours from South Carolina here. So we may have talked before. I don't get great reception directly south of here. I very rarely hear Georgia or South Carolina, but I do hear occasionally Florida. So it's just the way the skip works, I guess. But there you go, my man. So I hope that explains that fairly. Uncle Hairball, probably one of the older ones here. Right on, brother. Leo's talking about Right Tools. So yes, this is interesting. Here's an interesting story. I've got a video on Right Tools. I've got a Right Tool catalog out in the shop. Right contacted me and wanted to work with me to try to promote their products, and then they changed their mind and decided not to use YouTube as a way to promote their products. And I was really disappointed, because I have used Right Tools at I worked at a factory out on the West Coast that was all Right Tools, and it's American made tools. They got 800 employees over there in Ohio, and I would have loved to have helped that company, do well. So maybe in the future they'll change their mind. Who knows? Mark saying AT&T engineer who was maybe 18 or 20 made me feel old when I had to activate my replacement phone this week. I told him I had an FTP server. He said, "What is an FTP server?" Yes, yes. See, when the internet collapses, we still got the old ways. I'll fire up I do have the BBS fired up, but I got the FTP server and the web server and the email server with it. So there you go. We start our own internet. Bernard saying 60 years young, man. Psycho for you. I haven't heard from you in a long time, man. Welcome. Hello. Uncle Hairbell. Yeah. That's right. Got to kind of keep it quiet, Joe R says the Mutt 2 needs a camo paint job. I have literally no talent whatsoever when it comes to painting, my friend. Be proud of the fact that I was able to paint it a good color of army green. And I thought the little white lettering was pretty good, man. I mean, that's pretty awesome. I thought that was pretty awesome. But I will. How about the Mutt 3, which I'm going to be building some point over the winter or in the spring, is going to be I'm going to take the body off of a mower completely, and I'm going to swap it out and build a wooden Jeep, like 40s Willys Jeep body for it and put it on there. Not terribly useful, but very cool to look at. So that's my next project. They used to make the mini Beep. Stuck Corporation used to sell a kit for it. They stopped selling it, but they gave me the idea, and I'm definitely going to be playing with that. Jack wants to know, do I still use the Hamilton Rangemaster? I certainly do. I had it repaired, and it is back up and running. Got a new antenna for it. Oh, gosh. Oh, man, I can't remember the name of the antenna, but a beautiful low-power antenna that fits the Part 15 regulations, and it works wonderfully, man. I get about 1.5 miles, 2 miles worth of range out of there. So 9mm AR man saying used to be a forklift mechanic. There were a few tools I had to buy from Snap-on. Most other tools were Craftsman. Yeah, and Craftsman was my baby. That's pretty much where I came from, was Craftsman, and I still miss them. I mean, they're still available at Lowe's, but it's not the same. And I've become kind of a Harbor Freight convert. They've moved up. I know a lot of people still making fun of Harbor Freight stuff, but I'm like a Harbor Freight mechanic, man. There's so many tools, and now like mechanic shop tools like parts washers, presses, the lift. I have so many tools that are Harbor Freight, and I can say using them, nearly daily, that not bad products, man. So laugh at them at your own warning there. Minister is a friend of Robbie Strike. Well, any friend of Robbie Strike is a friend of mine, so that's awesome to hear, man. Love to meet you and your good wife one day. Yeah, and so Andrew. Like I said, I don't really advertise that I'm going to be somewhere, but sometimes people, if you want to reach out to me privately over email, I doubt that, that I'd be happy to talk with you about that sometime. I've got a guy coming up next weekend. I might come on tonight. Jamaica Dog and his wife are going to be in the general vicinity that I am, and I've never met him in person, but he's been a good friend of the channel for years, so I'm looking forward to having dinner with him and his wife. Justin wants to know any cooking videos coming up. So yeah, I've got 2 of them that I just need to edit, and so I will definitely be doing that shortly. And I'm happy to hear that people like the cooking videos. I've always enjoyed it, but you know what I mean. Michael P says it was a bad decision by Right Tools there was a great way to advertise and miss an opportunity. Yeah, I was shocked, but the guys that were like their advertising firms said that the owners of that company are old, and they're old in their ways. They don't see the value in stuff that they just don't, they don't get it, So maybe they'll see the value in it at some point, man. 9mm AR man says he's working on his own vehicles, got his K1500. Most of the tools are Husky and Cobalt, and still have Craftsman and now Harbor Freight. Yeah, all of them. It's don't be a tool snob. That's what I think I would say. You know what I mean? So 9mm AR man. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Bernard saying he ran an FTP server and a BBS back in the day. Right on. Again, another brother from another mother, right? Barney, $5. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, my man. I don't come on these live shows being like, get on the phone and give me money. Like Eugene Scott. I used to listen to him on the radio all the time, and where's my money? Get on that phone. I need donations. No, I'm not doing that to y'all. I do this because I just want to hang out with the folks that are crazy enough to watch my videos. Patricia wants to know, most of the time I'm talking on either 17 AM or 38 sideband, and then I usually move off 38 to whatever, you know. Cody saying BBSs, yes indeed. Harbor Freight has some great generators. I'm kind of curious. I want one of those little 1,000 watt, you know, two-stroke ones. I've always wanted to play with one. They're relatively inexpensive, so. Oh, James changed his name. You were Calcius. Right on, dude. Great to see you in here, man. It's been a long time since you hit a live show. That's awesome. Jason Kane, right on, man. There's another like old timer coming in from the old days here. Leos has got the engine lifts. Yep. Harbor Freight ratcheting wrenches. Yeah, I don't have any of those. I have Craftsman and Snap-on for those. Wow, man, what's going on with this here? Talix001, $5. Thanks for the content. Let's go, Brandon. Right on, man. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. That is very kind of y'all to do that. Michael P, the best Harbor Freight tool I have is a fully flexible 3/8 ratchet that has gotten me through several tough jobs. Sometimes those flex heads will get you where you need to get, right? The Redstone Solar saying hello. A couple of smiles here. All my tools are Stanley. Michael Root. My grandpa used to work at the Stanley Tool place up in New Britain, Connecticut, long ago. Let's see. Super B, Braves just escaped the 7th inning, up 3-0. All right. So, hey, how can you be distracted watching this when you should be watching me? No, I'm messing with you, man. I'm glad to hear that. Julian's Random Project, $20. Holy cow. Well, thank you. Thank you. Left and right, I keep bumping into your content from radio, CB, GMRS, ham, to homesteading, and even your old tough books. Glad I found your channels. Subscribe from now on. I also serve in the Army. Man, thank you so much, brother. Thank you. That is awesome to hear, and I'm glad you found it. I am, like my channel, or I guess channels now, I cover so many different things just because that's what life is really about. You know, I very rarely do you find people who are into just one single thing. So I'm glad that you like the homesteading. I'm glad you like the old computers. I just filmed 2 videos on old computers today that I picked up over the summer. I'm glad you like the radio stuff and, you know, just the chats, man. So that's awesome, man. I really appreciate that. Right on. Doc, how you doing, Doc? I haven't seen you in a while either. Woohoo, made it back on. Let's see here. Let you know when you want to get your C-band dish. They seem to be hard to find. Yeah, so I am very happy with my big dish. I do play with it some. I actually just picked up, I haven't even taken it out of the box, it's laying behind me over here. I finally got an Edison 4K receiver for it. So a lot of stuff is going on that I want to get those really like small, I don't even know, symbol rates, I guess is what it's called there. So the big dish is pretty well dialed in, but I've been using a GT Media V9 Super, and I just want to move up, so that's pretty awesome. U.S. Army retired in 2014. Yeah, Super B, we've talked about that. Let's see here. I'm returning early. Let's see. Oh, cool, man. For some reason, Julian, it blocked your message about that, but I'll go ahead and say it out loud. So Julian's Random Project is retiring soon and wants to grow his new channel. So, you know, he does the same kind of stuff that I do apparently, and he's just asking people to maybe go over there and check out his. And I have no problem with that, man. I'm not the kind of person that's like, I want it all for me. That is not me. And in fact, I think 741 can vouch for that because he's got a great channel, and I've plugged him on many occasions because he's got a great channel. 741, hard-hitting New Britain, the hardware city. Too bad Stanley isn't what it used to be, man. So, 741, have you ever eaten at Capital Lunch Hot Dogs, which is in New Britain, Connecticut? And I remember every time I went to see my grandparents up there, we ate at Capital Lunch Hot Dogs, and it was a very unique chili dog that I loved, and I wish they would build one, you know, here. So, let's see. Michael P says the big myth that a person can only learn one thing well. I agree with that 1,000,000%. In fact, everybody can be good at pretty much everything if they just put their mind to it, man. So, Jack Billen says, I always dream about homesteading, not sure if I could survive. I think you should try. And I think you should try soon. And I'm going to leave it at that. Doesn't matter if you fail, man. You don't want to get to your deathbed and be like, man, I wish I had. I wish I had done this. I wish I had tried that. I wish I had stepped out of that comfort zone. I'm in a comfort zone right now, and I'm fixing to step out of it one way or the other. I got a feeling. So, and that doesn't mean I'm leaving the farm. It just means I may change my focus in life more to the farm. So life is, ebbs and flows in different directions. I do a lot of things that I don't talk about here on YouTube, and sometimes we eat up a lot of time doing one particular thing, and then the next year it's another thing. I just feel like the winds of change are blowing for this country and probably for me as well. So let's see. Barry says I'm in the process of. I'm sorry I can't read all these guys. So if I skip you, it's not that I'm ignoring you. I'm in the process of packing a move, but after the move, I will be rebuilding my Part 15 station on 1200 kilohertz. Blue Bucket Radio. I love it, man. I hope to put my build on YouTube. Please do, and please email me and let me know when you do. And please put it on Shoutcast as well so I can hear it. Shoutcast server, if you've never seen my video on having an online radio station, takes like 20 minutes to set up. Super easy, and it just works, man. It just runs forever, and it's so easy to feed what's going into your radio station onto the online portion. That I love doing that, man. So please do that. Please do that. Let's see. Michael Root wants to know what good CB antenna to put in his balcony is. I got a President McKinley and can't get my SWR down from 6.5. Please do not transmit for very long. So I would get the only one that I can think of that would work in an apartment balcony would be the Tram B100. It's designed for no ground. It may not be a great antenna, but it should give you a decent SWR if you clamp it to your balcony. 741, never been to Capitol Lunch, but they heard they're great. All right, well, next time I'm up in Connecticut, we're going together. How's that sound? DM, I'm a new follower, considering adding small engine items to your restoration channel. So yeah, let me take an informal poll right here. Wait, I think I can actually make a poll. Let me see. Oh yeah, I can. All right. Should I keep the tractor videos on my main? There we go. So what I'm asking here in the poll, and you guys answer it for me, is should I keep the tractor and small engine repair stuff on the main page, which I think I should personally, or should I move them over to the automotive channel? The automotive channel, I was going to go with, I was just going to leave it on my own channel. But if y'all feel compelled that I should push that over to another one, I can do that too. Let's see here. Joe R., I'll be going to Doggy's Hot Dogs in Newington, Connecticut. Newington, I think that's correct. Home of the hot dog that's 2 foot long. Now I feel like I'm missing out on life and I must go to Doggy's. So if I get up to Connecticut, I'll add that to my list. Jason Kane, following. Okay, let's see. Anna Murphy Adams saying Central Time and Eastern Time. I did point out that it was Eastern Time tonight for everybody because somebody yelled at me about that a while back. If you ever get to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, go to Leon's for a chili dog and a frozen custard. Man, that sounds good. Man, you guys make me hungry. Let's see. Barry, I run my own Shoutcast server. Brother, if you would let me know what the name of that is, I'll Google it or whatever. I'll search for it afterwards tonight, and I'll be sure to check it out, my man. Bernie wants to know, Bernard, I'm sorry, I need to take my house off grid to eliminate the electric company. Yeah, I'm working towards that. So if you watch my solar videos, we went like 1/4 to 1/3, depending on the time of year, off grid so far. I'd love to go completely off, and we're working on what that's going to look like. The expense, solar. Everyone talks about solar being expensive. Truth is, if you get a used panel or you go to the right places, solar's not that expensive. It's the freaking batteries, man. That's where you get murdered. Is the batteries are the batteries in order to run a house, for a day or two when the power's not being generated well, is where it's going to get you. But you could get 6,000 or 7,000 watts of solar for, I'm going to say $3,500 or $3,500, which sounds like a lot, but not really. I mean, that's not that long a turnaround time for recouping your investment. So. Michael P says depends on what content you're replacing it with, as far as taking it off. I don't have anything, so I don't want to make too many channels. I think I just wanted to move the automotive stuff over, just because I plan on doing more automotive content in general, and I don't want to drown the channel. I've actually kind of been drowning the channel with radio content, just because I haven't made new videos in a while, so I just have a lot of leftover stuff. But Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it the way it is. It looks like 84% are saying leave it. So that's where I'm at right now. We'll see if it changes as the night goes on. Let's see. Either channel's good for me. Subscribe to both. Right on, man. Well, I appreciate that. Uncle, are you the one that left the comment about being my 500th subscriber? Because I really appreciated that. That was pretty cool, man. Chris's Hot Dogs in Montgomery, Alabama has been open for over 100 years. Holy cow, man. That is crazy. You know they're good if you got that going on. Paul Lemke, you need a Culver's franchise or a 10 down there. I'll have to look into those. Yeah, Michael's saying it wouldn't move at all until you have replacement content. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it like this and just see where it plays out. Got 500 subscribers on that channel in 3 weeks' time, which is not bad. Takes a while to build up, content that people want to watch. So I figure it'll be a while before it starts to really grow. But I'm happy. Let's see. Julian's random project. Radios are hot right now with people nervous about the phone and internet going down. Yeah, and one of my most popular videos that I've ever put out was 3 radios you need right now. Like in less than a month, it got over 100,000 views, which is unheard of for my little channel. And there's a reason for that, man. Yeah, people are worried. People are worried, and they should be. So, I mean, it's. I'm not going to get into it, but everything, no matter who you talk to, no matter where you talk about it, I don't care what side of the aisle you're from or what your political or religious beliefs are. The winds of change are blowing, and they're blowing right in our faces. So it's not at our backs. Be ready for that. Doc wants to know, what about Midnight Cafe? We were talking about that earlier, Doc. Because of censorship issues, it gets really hard to make a decent show. Right now, I've been uploading all kinds of old content onto podcasts. So if you got Spotify or Anchor or whatever, Google, Apple, all those, it's on all of them now under the Midnight Cafe. And eventually I'll get caught up. And so I've been considering maybe making it a podcast format after I get all the old episodes up. But I don't know. And I think I might try to do a Halloween episode this year. So I'll let you know. Let's see here. I'm missing some. Eric or Jason Kane saying, I'm not trying to get free help, but maybe. But Chevy 454 lights, clicks both solenoids, no start. You got to keep banging with a hammer. Yeah, if you're hitting the solenoids and the starter won't turn over, you can tap it. The other thing you might want to try is get a big old wrench onto the crank bolt and turn the engine over just a bit to see if maybe the aperture is stuck. So yeah, that might work too. But yeah, don't beat on it too hard. But yeah, give it a good tap, and that'll usually free it up if it can be. It could just be that it's bad. So hello from South Alabama, it says, man. Oh my gosh, there's so much going on. I'm having a hard time keeping up with y'all. I'm sorry. James was saying a wood gas generator would be an interesting project. I've only seen a few others on YouTube. I would love to do something like that, and it's right up my alley. So that is something that I would consider for sure. I'm also looking. We have water. We have a couple streams here on the property. Plus, we have a spring head. Well, 3 spring heads. So I might try to do something real low wattage, unfortunately, because of the flow rate. But might try to do a water turbine. Wind power doesn't work here because we're in kind of a valley, but. Super B saying his most popular video is ZDDP and motor oil, and I've watched that video, yeah, talking about old motor oils and the chemicals that are not in new motor oils. So, Mike Jam wants to know what direction I am moving towards. We're always working towards more self-sufficiency. It's impossible to be 100% self-sufficient, and so in my case, self-sufficiency includes self-employment, self-powered, self-fed, and that requires a lot of motivation and a lot of effort, as well as a good, decent amount of money. So it's not something that is going to happen overnight, but it's something that I've been working on for 7 years, and I intend to keep moving at it. And it's possible that something external pushes me much farther, much faster in that direction, as it did when I first got up here, but time will tell. All right, I'm going to skip over a bunch. Hey, there it is, Jamaica Talk. We were just talking about you, man. So we're just talking about how, I don't really give out my personal information or anything like that, but that occasionally I meet up with YouTubers, and I'm going to meet up with you later on in the month. So I'm looking forward to that, man. Let's see. Man, I'm just having such a hard time trying to read through all these. There's so much going on. 57 people watching, man. That's a lot. By the way, if you haven't hit the thumbs up button or the like button or whatever it's called, if you would do that, I'd appreciate it. It does help the channel somehow. I'm not really sure about that, but that's what they tell me. That's what I see on other channels. Let's see. Mark wants to know, how about promoting the Midnight Cafe and getting others to avoid social media? I have been thinking that this is a way to tell where to go. So yeah, I think so, as far as like social media goes, which is a terrible thing, what I've tried to do is talk about in my videos about how to decentralize. You know, I've made videos about packet radio, which is like BBS's, bulletin board systems, over the air, over ham radio, which can also work over CB, although it's not currently legal to do so. And then, you know, I've talked about those community broadcast radio stations. That's decentralizing media. And then I've talked about BBSs on the internet and you know, building your own web browsers like the internet was at the beginning, decentralized. So I think that you can have communities and can have great conversation on the internet. I just don't think you can have it on the major platforms. And here I am talking on one right now. So I'm not the solution to these problems. I'm just that those are the thoughts that I've had about it. So 741 saying he's thought about how a water turbine you got to stream on his property. Yeah, it just seems like it'd be a good idea to get into. I mean, it's a free power source, and so it'd be fun to play with, even if it's 100 watts. You know, 100 watts is 100 watts. That's 100 watts you're not paying somebody else for. So I think that's kind of cool. Mark saying PBSs would be harder to silence. Yeah, nearly impossible with some work. You know, it's the backbone. Telnet they could probably destroy. Dial-up still exists for those that want to go back to it, but it's a little harder to bring that back from the dead at this point. But there's other ways. There's always going to be ways. What we really need is just some people who are way smarter to get motivated, man. And if right now isn't motivating you, I'm not sure what you're waiting for, but it's probably time to do that. You know, I'm not the guy. I'm just a guy. I'm not the guy. Barry, do you allow other Part 15 stations to air the Midnight Cafe? I'd be more than happy to carry it. Yes, in fact, all episodes of the Midnight Cafe are free to air. You are more than happy to carry it. Be more than happy to. I have promos that I can send to you. You know, clips to advertise it. In fact, we're on. I think last time I checked, it was 15 or 16 stations that carry it around the country, and nearly all of them are Part 15 or LPAM or LPFM stations. We did have one station overseas that was carrying it that was an actual station that, you know, I think it was 15,000 watts maybe. But I'm not sure if they have. I haven't heard from them in ages, ever since the pandemic, so I'm not sure what the status is over there. But by all means, that goes for everyone. In fact, yeah, any you're fine to use the Midnight Cafe for any of that. Patricia wants to know what's the farthest I've talked on CB radio, and that would be Italy, Australia, and stateside it would be California and Texas, and also up into Canada. And that's just with the stock radio using, mostly it was the Antron A99. So there you go. All right, let's see. I'm going to push back down. Gosh, so many. Yeah, so many. Hello from Boston. Solar Redstone ham radio is got this thing called WinLink, similar to text and email. Yeah, I've been reading up a little bit about that, and I need to put my head to some of this new tech. I think I'm so anti-tech, period, that whenever I see anything new, I'm like, nah, I don't want to get out of here. Jason Gaines saying, whoa, Farpoint's nearing 50K. Far cry from 600 back in the day. Isn't that incredible? According to the algorithmic, data that I receive on my end, they're saying I should hit 50K before Christmas, which would be one heck of a Christmas present. I'm so... I'm amazed. Like, I don't get it. People ask me, like, how do you do this? How do I do this? How do we do this? Don't quit. You know, I've been putting out 2 to 4 videos every week for 5 years. And, if I took to heart some of the stuff people had said to me, I never would have done it. I would have quit. If I had looked at the numbers of videos that I uploaded that first year and said, man, 4 people watched this video and it took me an hour to make this thing, forget it, I quit, then I would never be here. So just keep going, and throw out your passion. I think that's another problem, is that sometimes people make something they think is going to be a popular, but it may not necessarily be what they actually are passionate about. I've heard from other folks that people can tell that I'm passionate about what I talk about. So that makes a difference to folks, like they don't want to watch somebody that doesn't even want to be there. You know what I mean? So if you're thinking about doing it, and I know several of you in here are doing it, and you're like, wow, how'd that happen? What do we do? How do I do it? Well, just keep going, man. Just don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. Keep posting. The video that one of my biggest videos is CB radio dead in your area? Maybe not try this is the name of it. Thing's got 500,000 views. When I made that video, I had no ideas. I was out of ideas. I was like, geez, man, I don't have anything to post this week. I made that video and I was like, this is stupid. People are not going to want to watch this. And it went on to be one of my most popular videos. So the stuff that you think might suck, it might be the stuff that people want to see. Just go for it. Go for it. So there's your motivational speech for the day right there, okay? There you go. Let's see who else we got here. Hey, Megan Boyle, how you doing? People take time to come around. Excellent content. Yes. Well, it's good to see you in here. Tomorrow's video, Megan, is about on the other channel is about the Mirage, my wife's Mirage. So I know you got rid of yours, but I know that brought you to the channel, so that's something for you, I guess. Mike Jam says, I appreciate all the info you've shared. I've learned so much. Bless you. Well, bless you as well, my friend. This is a friendship. This is a family. I try really hard in all my videos not to talk at people, but to talk with people. I try to give them that feeling that I would want if I was sitting in the same room with you, Let's see here. Patricia says, everybody have a good night. Stampede here, 73. Take care, my friend. Take care. Jack saying he found the channel looking for shortwave content, which is kind of like a hobby of mine that I didn't think anybody else would be interested in. I kind of added that, about a year and a half ago. Just was like, hey, here's an introduction to shortwave. Another very popular video. A lot of people really into that. So I'm glad I could bring that back. Shortwave was super awesome. Started to drop off as far as popularity goes. But right now, again, with what's going on in our country, what's going on around the world, a lot of things, where they're just kind of squeezing that content, squeezing the ideas out of the picture. Shortwave is really popular. Those channels that are left are really in demand. And I've talked with, I can't remember the name of the station, 5850, about putting the Midnight Cafe on it. It's hard to find enough sponsorship to do something like that, but I wouldn't mind broadcasting on shortwave to the entire world, maybe once a month for an hour or two. And I think that would be really something impressive. So again, live your dreams, Doc saying we are all in this together, so keep your stick on the ice. There you go. Never give up. Make a lot of people happy, man. Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate that. Michael P says always give 100% and always be authentic. Yeah, man. Just, no matter what your job, I don't care what you're doing, right? Megan saying Mitsubishi cars are great. Loves her Outlander. Artem saying I just bought a Terramite T5C. Super excited to start moving some dirt. Right on, dude. Woo wants me to come back to the ham radio world. It's on my list. I swear it's on my list. I was going to get my licensure over the summer, and I didn't because I'm a bum. I'm sorry. I promise. Life just keeps getting in the way. I apologize. Uncle Hairball says the last videos he tried to upload all failed. The internet issues. Yeah, and that can be an issue. I've also found, and I have no idea if it's just on me, but my router has 5 gigahertz and 2.4 gigahertz. If I try to upload on 2.4 gigahertz, they both say they have a great signal, but it takes like hours to try to upload. And if I do it on 5, it usually uploads in just a few minutes. So I don't understand that. I don't know what that, maybe it's just a router issue, but that's the extent of my knowledge when it comes to uploading, my friend. Butch is saying I have to say that the shortwave antenna video was good too. Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that I was able to come inside that night and roll through the band and show off some of the many stations that are out there. A lot of people, they hear shortwave, and I actually got this as a complaint. It was a good complaint that I was doing demonstrations of certain radios, and I wasn't really showing what was on them. I was just showing them off, like features and functions, but I didn't take the time to roll through the channels. And so I took that to heart, and this video, I hope, remedies that a little bit. Michael P says, what's the best starter ham radio? A lot of people would say the Baofeng. I can't comment on that, but I know I've got my eyes on the ICOM 7300, but that's not an entry level radio by any means. It's just a good all around radio, from what I understand. Megan says, you do more than that, Eric. Both you and Jen lead with kindness. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. It's, you know, and then that's who we are in the real world, too. I think people would be surprised. Sometimes it's a persona or whatnot, but it's kind of who we are, It's not really a fake image that we put out there. Mark says, on your video about the AM loop antenna, it reminds me that I still need to buy my hula hoop antenna. Yeah, cool, man. Tina saying, I'm looking for a shortwave radio. I was hoping to find one at the Rock Hill Ham Fest, but I had no luck. I guess I'll try my luck on eBay. So I don't know what you're looking to spend. I can tell you this, and I feel bad about this. I caused the prices to skyrocket when I made the videos on it, but that DX394 from Radio Shack is like the coolest radio I've ever owned when it comes to shortwave. And I love the DX302, the big one that I made a couple videos about last winter. But for ease of use, that 394 is awesome. Now, if you're just looking for an entry level, like $15, $20 one, then you can get one of those little handhelds that doesn't have sideband. But if you're looking to have one that you're going to like make the centerpiece of your day, it might still be worth buying it for the kind of money that they're going for. Although I don't know. Although everything is going up so much in price. Like whatever it costs today, it'll probably be twice as much next month. So just be aware of that as well. Julie saying, just bought one of those SDR radios with the touchscreen. Super cool kit, like your analyzer, but with different software. Interesting. I'm not sure I'm familiar with that. I'll have to look at it. So let's see. Those night vision binoculars, Dan is saying, were great. Yeah, dude, that was out of nowhere. Like I get a lot of requests from companies like, hey, you want to try this out? Hey, you want to look at this? Hey, you want to do that? And I'm like, yeah, sometimes it's stuff that you're like, well, it's a radio. Of course I want to play with it. But like when a company reached out to me and was like, dude, you want to check out some night vision goggles? I was like, yeah, of course I do. What boy doesn't want to play with that kind of toys, So yeah, they're really cool. And I loaned them to a friend and he played with them some. And man, it's just really cool. And the fact that it records too is awesome. But the videos don't even do it justice. The fact that you can look like 200 or 300 feet up into the wood line and it's lit up, even on a moonless night. It's really nice, man. Really nice. Jason Kane, your recent video I have watched about 20 times. Grumpy's, oh my gosh. Grumpy's was so cool. If Jen hadn't been with me, Grumpy's would have been out of business because I would have stuffed every bit of everything you saw into my car. Like, seriously. Grumpy's was so awesome. It was painful how awesome it was. I loved it. And we didn't walk out of there empty-handed. We did get a couple of cool things. And here's the one you can Google. We got a Stanley steamer hot dog machine. It cooks one hot dog. It steams a hot dog and a bun one at a time. And it was new in the box for like $10. I thought it looked cool. I love hot dogs. We got home, checked it out, played with it. It is cool. The hot dogs are awesome. And the darn thing is worth, $40-$50. So it was a good price. So that gives you an idea that they aren't trying to rip you off down there at Grumpy's, man. I'll tell you, that place is just awesome. Jeff Grant, I have a basic with honors license. Can I operate QRP HF transceiver? So that's a different country than we have. In our country, we have technician, we have general, and we have extra. And so a general, well, even with a tech license, you can operate some HF stuff, but very limited. Mostly it would be a general for us. So, and again, I'm not an expert on ham radio. I think it's been going on 9 years since I had my license, so I'm a little rusty. By a little, I mean a lot. Andrew the Star Fam says a live band scan would be so good. Maybe I'll do that one night. I'll just come on. I won't even talk. We'll just set the camera right up on the scanner, and we'll just roll through it. And then I can use the scanner. I've got the scanner over here too, so I could do one would be the shortwave scan. And another one I could leave it on scan on my scanner, and you guys could listen to what's going on in my neck of the woods. Jim F says I really like your DX394, and the MLA videos are great. Yeah, man, it's awesome. That combination has just been killer. So I can't wait. reception here seems to always be a little better in the winter months, so I'm kind of excited to to see what kind of stuff I get in at that point. Jonathan, good to see you in here, my man. Good to have you in here. I'm going to run this for until about 7:30, so or I'm sorry, 8:30. So we got about 20 minutes left here, give or take. And I just want to say for a moment here, just thanks to all the people. 55 people in here right now, 70 people that liked this video, $30 in donations, which is just blows me away that people are willing to pay to help the channel out. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I guess I never really would have thought that that would be a part of running a YouTube channel. I think it's shocking. It's awesome. It's really awesome, and it shows the family. It's just crazy. I don't know. My side is saying that over 750 people have logged in here and watched a little bit of this, and most of them stuck around for about 20 minutes, give or take, because I know people got a busy life and they got to come and they go. But the fact that I got to see Robbie strike, and the fact that Super B is in here, and the fact that 741 is in here, and man, it's just like all these folks and all these new folks that this is the first time that we really chatted. It's pretty awesome, you know. Calcius coming back in. I haven't heard from him in ages. And Cycle for You, I haven't heard from him in ages, and coming back in. I love it, man. Love it. So let's see here. Michael P says it's a great idea. John Hash saying the ICOM is an STR radio. Yep, yeah, with that waterfall screen and everything, looks cool. Jack Billings is telling me I got great content. Well, I appreciate that, my man. Michael P saying thank you. Nice surprise. Right on. Julian's random project, value for value. Yeah, well, I guess. I guess. I appreciate it. Andrew saying no, thank you. You're a good guy. Well, I think all of us out here in YouTube land. The conversation I had on my other channel there with the guy who was a little upset that I had said probably not to waste money on Snap-on tools, you know, right out of grade school or trade school, I should say. You know, in the end, he said to me, he came back like a day or two later, and he's like, you know what, man, I'm sorry if I came off rude or whatnot. You know, you made some valid points, and he didn't. You know, he didn't come off rude. I understood people are passionate about their beliefs, and I think that's what we like. If you watch the news or listen to, you know, the stories, you get the impression that there is no common ground anymore in this world, or that two people can't have differing opinions and still get along. And that was just my daily reminder that that is not true. That here's a guy who has $20,000 or $30,000 in Snap-on tools, who's very passionate about Snap-on, and yet him and I are friends. So I like that. And I like that with all of you. I'm sure if we were to sit down and dig, we would find huge differences between all of us, but so what? We have something in common, right? We all have similar hobbies and similar interests that brought us to this channel together. So I like to focus on the things that bring us together instead of the things that bring us apart. Jason Kane, $5. Maybe this will buy you a hot dog. Man, yeah. Thank you. It will buy me a hot dog. You guys have made me really hungry tonight. I'm going to be honest with you on that one. I had a little something to eat before I came on the show, but wow. Yeah, you guys are making me hungry. Talking about cool food. Jonathan McKay, Solar Stones, give me a thumbs up. Jonathan McKay saying wanted to get that unit in Bearcat scanner, but I found out all the Durham services have converted to FM. Ah, that's a bummer. Farpoint Farms, am I having coyote problems? No. Nope. Got death from above. We have hawk issues with our birds, but no coyotes this year. I have a feeling somebody may have eradicated them, and that's fine with me. Don't even hear the pups. You know, a couple, like usually about a month or two ago, we'd start hearing the howling at night, but nothing. So let's see here. 9mm AR man, your channel and its fans really feel like friends. I look forward to these live streams. We always have good conversations. Yeah, I agree. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, I'm having a hard time reading all this stuff. Try to catch you live when I can. I always enjoy watching what you post, plus watch you on the TV. Right on, man. Jeff Sanderson, howdy from Texas. Thanks for the videos on CV radios. Next Saturday, we'll check in with you from SpaceX Boca Chica. Cool. Michael P, maybe one day Harbor Freight will sell American-made Snap-ons. Yeah, I don't know about that one, brother. I'll tell you what, and I've talked with some folks over at Harbor Freight, and I'm going to spill some beans with you here. You ready? Harbor Freight is having an extremely hard time putting things on their shelf right now. Really hard time. They are quietly sweating. If you paid close attention to their website, you will notice there's a lot of holes where things used to be. Try looking for the side lockers that I have on my Snap-on tool, or my Harbor Freight toolbox. They don't even have them listed on their site. Take a look at the scissor lift, the very, very popular, very lengthy, made for over a decade scissor lift. It's not even currently listed on their site. They are having a lot of shortages. The 12-ton shop press, out of stock, probably going to disappear from their site shortly. I went into the one last week. I needed to get a parts washer. Our old parts washer gave up here, and I decided I was going to buy a Harbor Freight one. So you'll see a video of installing and using that one here on the new channel when I get a chance to put it together. But they were on clearance, and they weren't on clearance because they weren't doing a sale. They were blowing out the ones they had left because they don't have any more, and they figured they'll remove them from the site. So it's happening, man. Be prepared. Harbor Freight's going to have to probably source. We're going to have to source probably from other places. So I don't know what the solution is, but you might just see some American-made Harbor Freight stuff. There's a lot going on in this world, people. If you pay close attention, there's a lot more going on than meets the eye. Megan's saying apple pie season is here in the Northeast. Right on. We just picked the last of our apples about 2 weeks ago here. Peach season. We had a great year for peaches. No plums this year, no pears this year, but a lot of apples and a lot of peaches. So right on. We should grab a coffee one day, Uncle Hairball. I agree with that, and feel free to reach out to me on private email, and we'll chat. Oh, by the way, when people email me, make sure you use your YouTube handle so I have an idea who I'm talking to. Because sometimes they'll be like, "Hey, it's so and so. What's up?" And I'm like, "Who's this?" Jason Cade, yeah, man. Jason wants Rockin' Woody back. Yeah, so Rockin' Woody and I haven't talked in I'd say it's been about a year right about now. So he's going through some stuff, and he'll always be a friend, even though right now he's dropped off radar for a while. But Rockin' Woody's got a tough life, man. He's gone through a divorce and gone through some other stuff and a lot of ups and downs. And he just decided to part ways for a while. So no hard feelings there. But yeah, I'm sure it's probably not the last that anybody's heard of Rockin' Woody. I'm sure he'll be back around sometime. Andrew says, do more live, less editing. Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, I wish, and I did this a couple years ago. Let me ask you, okay, 89% say leave the tractor stuff on this channel. So I'm gonna end that one, and I'm gonna start one more poll. Ready? This poll is just an informal one, but I'm gonna say, oh my gosh, now I've completely forgotten. Oh, I know what it is. A couple years ago, I did a day or two where I was working out in the shop, and I just filmed live, man. Like I just put the live feed cameras on me in the car, and I talked some. It was hard. I couldn't really answer y'all's questions, but I was just on the air doing stuff, working on cars. Is that something that y'all think you want to see over on the other channel? That I could just, on days that I'm working on, project cars or customer cars or my own cars, that I just turn the camera on, and I might feel like I'm talking to myself, but I'm going to be honest with you. Mechanics talk to themselves a lot, so I'll try to keep the cursing out of it this time. But was that something y'all think you want to see? And I'll put it in the poll. And I'm just going to say live feeds for repair work, and this would be on the other channel. Okay, there we go. There we go. Let's see here. I'm gonna America's industry is definitely having issues. Let's see. Yeah, shipping is super locked up. China is all stopped up. Yeah, well, so shipping is part of the issue. China's having some power issues, like energy issues. So a lot of their places are only open a day or two a week to create the stuff. So that's a big problem too. Julian's Random Project, heading out, man. Thanks for streaming. Take care, my friend. Good meeting you, and I'll check out your stuff later on, him. Super B, I think I need to change my handle back. Super B does not search well. Huh. I mean, I like it. I think it's a good one, but what was your handle before? I can't remember. Michael P says more domestic industry is the solution, but some higher prices, higher pay for people as well. Yeah, and I'm okay with that. Like, as long as everything rises at the same level, then that's awesome. U.S. tech is all the way. I think we need to bring back manufacturing to the U.S. I'm not sure why we decided to sell our industrial soul. Yeah, it's a quick buck, but man, we're paying for it. So let's see here. I've been busy back in school and doing videos that I haven't fired up my CB for a while. Yeah, I understand that, Jonathan. I swear today was the first day, probably in 2 weeks, I turned the CB on. Megan's saying yes. She says yes. Already voted yes, Jason Kane. 741 said, I tried a live stream from the garage once while I was working on a motorcycle, but like you said, it was hard to pay attention to the stream while working. And it was. So, like, I could either focus on what I'm doing and, just go with it. But, yeah, you're missing all the conversation. And I don't know that that's that big of a problem, but it felt weird because you kind of feel like you're ignoring your fans, like you're ignoring the people that came to talk with you or see what you're up to. So maybe I'll get a bigger monitor out there, or I guess the real problem is the monitor really doesn't show from where you work on cars, but maybe I could figure something out there. So Super B saying my YouTube account is so old, so that's I remember that. Yeah, BCE, that's right. Michael P talking about trade issues there. Yeah, Australian coal was part of the issue. I mean, it's a big issue. 741, set up a text-to-speech chat. It can get annoying, but you can hear all the messages while you work. Interesting. I've never heard of such a thing, and I'm very technologically not savvy, but I'll certainly look into that. Robbie says, I wish we lived closer. I would operate the camera. Well, thanks, man. Yeah, I got Jen around here, right? So I'll be like, yeah, come on, hold the camera. She would murder me. She would be so upset. She'd be like, because, I don't know how the rest of you are while working on stuff, but, if you get angry and there happens to be somebody around, you might just vent to them a little bit. So she'd be out there and I'd be like, what? And I'd start yelling at her and she'd probably put the thing down and walk out. So I guess that's, I'll have to think about that, but I'll talk to her about that too. And thanks for the offer, Robbie. Well, my friends, I'm kind of tired. Megan's saying I agree. There's a long conversation that we don't want to do here, but given where I live, again, Megan, and that's the thing. Without getting into it, is that if we wanted to dig into it, I'm sure we could find lots of things to argue about. But the fact is, we have lots of things in common too. I try to focus on those, and you'd be surprised. You might be surprised we don't have as much not in common as you think. Super B, my son gets peeved several times when I ask him to be the cameraman. Yeah. but like Michael P says, you can't beat a free cameraman. All right, my friends, thank you so much. I'm gonna call it. I'm tired. Barry, which email do I contact you on? It is if you go to my page, the Farpoint Farms YouTube page, and you go to information or something like that, my email is listed there, but it is farpoint.farms.survival@gmail.com. There you go. Tina saying, I'll try to catch more. Thank you very much. Long live Farpoint Farms. Right on. Peace. 741, great stream. Thank you. And thank you, 741. Always good to have you in on these shows. You've been a fan since the beginning, and I've been a fan of yours probably close since the beginning, I think, as soon as we figured out we existed. You guys be good. You guys take care, and I will try to do something for the Midnight Cafe right before Halloween. It won't be that weekend. It might be like a Thursday or something like that. But we'll see. We'll see what we got. Barney saying goodbye. Oh, look at that. Cassius James, how you doing, my man? Thank you. You're 1776. Always appreciate that, my man. Good to see your channel doing well. I'm starting a software development boot camp soon, so I won't be around for a while. Awesome, man. Well, great. Thank you so much. Say hi to Jen. Will do. Have a great weekend. Mentioned you in a video. Got me off my butt and got my antenna up. Right on, man. You guys be good. And thank you so much. You all have a great evening. Bye-bye.